Hey, what's up, you guys? This is HorrorFan316. I'm back on YouTube. Here's a request by I Am Fearful 12, and it is supposed to fit the theme of Halloween this week or this year. I just want to make my video on my top 10 favorite horror killers. I thought it was a pretty unique idea. I like that. And so yeah, I basically picked out specific killers from specific horror movies, put it into my list in order. So you're going to go from 10 all the way to 1. 10 obviously being least and 1 being the best, alright? But still, the top 10 is very good. Um, there are, there are a lot of serial killers in many different horror movies. I mean, you got like The Thing, or the three guys from The Stranger. You got the guy from Prom Night. You got the Leprechaun. You got Chucky. You got amazing amount, like a lot of killers that a lot of people are afraid of, and I basically judge the characters by how scary they are, or by how entertaining they are, or how fun they are to watch. Alright, so this is my top 10 list. Number 10, not a lot of American viewers know about this killer because this killer originated from Japan, and it is Kuckisake onna, the slit-mouthed woman. They made an I think they made an American version of it called Carved. I haven't seen any of the movie. Actually, no, I have seen Kuckisake onna, like the first half of it. But I just by looking at it, I love the way the killer is. Like, she is really scary. You know, really scary. Anytime I look at a Japanese girl, I try to. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, that woman from Kuckisake onna is scary. I mean, she has that big slit mouth woman. Well, she has this open mouth cut like the Joker, and then like she basically has this big scissors as her weapon, which is really creepy. And she kidnaps little kids, which is even worse. So yeah. So that's number 10. Number 9 is Pennywise, the clown from It. The reason why I chose it is because a lot of my friends are afraid of clowns. So one Halloween, I dressed up as Pennywise and scared the shit out of them. So yeah, great story. And that's not the reason why I put it at number 9. It's basically, I mean, even though the movie itself is not that bad, I kind of like the character. It looks very scary, like a clown with like those sharp teeth, and like it's really scary. Like every time I look at Pennywise, I get scared the hell out of him. So yeah, not necessarily scared out of, but I get freaked out of it. You know, if there was a clown like that sitting right next to me, I'll be like walking away. So yeah, that's like pretty, not intimidating, but pretty weird. Alright, going on to number 8 is Dr. Hannibal Lecter. He is a cannibal, which we all know, and he's a doctor. So having a doctor who's a cannibal is really creepy. You know, anytime you want to go to your doctor's office or to the hospital or anything like that, and you just look at the doctor, you go like, will he eat me alive? Probably not, but if he does, then good luck. Hannibal Lecter is also a true genius, which makes me like him, because in movies, I like the men who are very wise. And Hannibal Lecter is perfect. He is incredibly wise. Like, he can predict anything that's happened to you without even knowing you. And if you just watch the movie The Silence of the Lambs, you can truly see how unique Hannibal Lecter's character is. I really like Hannibal Lecter. He's like one of my favorite killers of all time. He's on my number 8. Number 7, people tell me often that this guy isn't a killer. His name is Jigsaw, or John Kramer. However, people say that he's not a killer because there are other people who do the dirty work for him, and it's basically the victims that kill themselves. Well, I have a solution for you. Alright? If one person were to give you a knife and tell you to stab the other person, and you do that, you're not only going to be blamed for it, also the guy who gave the knife. Because, you know, one way or another, he's the one who caused the whole thing. So technically, he is also a killer. He doesn't physically kill them, but mentally and psychological, yeah, he does. Because even though he lets the victims choose, he makes it difficult for them to decide. Because On one hand, they had to be scarred for life, but on the other, they could just leave this world. So he gives them that choice. That is still murdering them. Alright? So that's why I believe Jigsaw's a killer, and that's why he's one of my favorites. Also, he's one of my favorites because he's a true genius. All the twists that you get from Saw is amazingly, entertaining. You just cannot predict what will happen. In my opinion, Saw 7, the final chapter, was the best because almost everybody in the movie dies except for one guy, and that shocked the shit out of me. Like, I was so shocked. Like, one person who you think will survive will die, and then the other person who survived also dies, and like the other guy dies, the other girl dies, the other guy dies, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I thought those guys were gonna survive. And it's really creepy, and that just sets a bar up for Jigsaw. Yet Jigsaw wasn't every single Saw, because he died earlier, I believe. I haven't seen it for a while. I don't remember if it was Saw 4 or 5 where he was officially gone, but he had assistants to help him. So still, I like Jigsaw. He's one of my favorites of all time. And yeah, number 6, another person who people think isn't really a killer because there's more than one of this guy, and his Ghostface. Now, I think Ghostface is a unique killer. I mean, a high school guy who, basically hunts for high school girls. What better way to describe it? It's really, really interesting to me because right now I'm also in high school, and just the fact that it could happen in any high school, it could be pretty creepy. Just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. Like having someone just kill a bunch of high school girls, or having a bunch of girls that get murdered or slaughtered. Anyway, forget about that part. Also, I like Ghostface's costume. Like, I remember his costume since I was 5. One time one of my neighbors tried to scare me with his Ghostface costume, full costume. It was like I don't know, like 10 o'clock at night in Halloween, and we were all just playing. Out of nowhere, you could see this Ghostface with a real knife trying to chase us, and we were terrified to death. So yeah, that was a really, really cool background information, or that was kind of the first time I got to see Ghostface, my friend. And when I saw Scream, I was so impressed. I really liked it. There was actually 2 Ghostface, not 1, which is really unique. So basically, this whole legend of Ghostface is considered as a killer, and that's why he's my number 6. Alright, going on to number 5. He just proves that size doesn't matter, and it's Chucky. Now, we all may be thinking, Chucky just a doll. Why are you afraid of him? Well, I'm not. I'm not afraid of Chucky. However, I'm entertained by him. Not only is he vicious and demonic, but he's also entertaining. I love his his way of talking. Like, I love the voice actor of his. I think it was Brad Dourif or something like that. Brad Dourif. I don't know, but his first name is Brad. He has a perfect voice for Chucky, and I might sound a little gay right there, but he seriously does sound like a perfect Chucky. I mean, he's hilarious when he laughs. He does all the crazy stuff. It's amazing just to watch Chucky. I mean, the first 3 movies they made for Chucky, in my opinion, were really good. Especially even part 4. I think they were pretty good. They needed improvement, but they were still good. I think it was part 5 where they fucked it up. But other than that, Chucky's one of my favorite characters of all time. Gotta love him. Alright, going on to number 4 is Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger is very unique. A type of killer who kills you not in the real world, but in your dreams. Very, very unique because, you see, the audience, basically the directors, the writers, the bookers, or all those guys, the horror masters, anything like that, they're trying to make a killer who could terrify these people, and that was a perfect way to terrify people, by not having them to be able to sleep properly. I mean, he comes at your dreams. That's perfect. I love the Freddy Krueger costume, or his characteristic or persona. I mean, his burnt figure, and then his claws, his fedora, and his sweater, Christmas-like sweater. I like the costume. When I first saw Freddy Krueger back in 05, 04, I was just, my jaws dropped. in fear as well. I was literally scared of him when I was like 10 or 9 years old, but now I'm not afraid of him. But even just like Chucky, I'm actually very entertained by his lines. Like one time when he said to the black girl in Freddy vs. Jason, what did he say? He was like, uh, oh shit. Oh yeah, like she was trying to protect one of the boy, and then he was Freddy out of nowhere. It was like, how sweet, dark meat. It was hilarious. I love that part. Freddy Krueger, or Robert Englund, who plays as Freddy Krueger, is a genius. I love him. He's like one of my favorite actors. So yeah, that's Freddy Krueger at number 3 or number 4. And now going on to my top 3, guys. Now this is a big deal, okay? These 3 killers earned the spot to be in my top 3 list, and I'm trying to make it sound real, so that's pretty awkward. But anyway, number 3 is none other. Well, let's just say this guy makes me afraid of Texas, and that's Leatherface. Leatherface is extremely scary. Whether it's the original Leatherface or the remake Leatherface, he scares the shit out of me. You know, just the fact that he wears human skin or human face as a mask is pretty terrifying. The fact that he uses a chainsaw is even more terrifying. And the fact that he's a demonic, disturbed human being, it's even worse. Oh my god. I mean, if you look at the original, how he acts and how he behaves, it's so terrifying because a human being will never act that way, like a retarded asshole. But in the remake, he's basically hardcore, and I like that. I love hardcore killers, and I like crazy mental killers. And Leatherface fits perfectly in both categories, which is why Leatherface is one of my favorite killers. Also, if it wasn't for Leatherface, the chainsaw wouldn't be the family. You know what I'm saying? I'm afraid of Texas, and the fact that Leatherface is actually based on a true story, based on Ed Gein, makes me like him even more, because it actually happened in real life. Now, I might sound a little bit awkward right there as well. Excuse that pun. Alright, sorry I dropped the list. Number 2 is, people think he should be number 1, but hell no. He's definitely number 2 in my opinion, and he's pretty good as well. Let's just say he made me start watching hockey. Yeah, it's Jason, the guy with the hockey mask. Now, what makes him so unique? The fact that he's basically a pure zombie under a hockey mask. That just seems weird. Yeah, it seems weird. Yeah, and Jason is such a great killer. I mean, just the way you see him kill the guys or his victims is very gruesome. Like, the way he's so vicious and, you know, what's the word, demonic, and like the way he just slaughters them. Like, he's like the farmer and they're like the sheep, and he's just slaughtering them one by one. No one can stop Jason. There's only one thing that makes me think that Jason's not that good enough to be at number 1, and that's because he has a lot of weaknesses. The fact that he can't be near water, the fact that his mother controls him, and the fact that he dies in almost every single movie just makes him look not so much of a hardcore killer. I mean, you want a killer who never dies. I mean, even though Jason comes back to life, yeah, he still dies. Alright, so yeah, Jason's number 2. Now going on to number 1 is Michael Myers. How unique is it that Michael Myers is my number 1 killer, and I'm making this video based on Halloween, and Halloween's in a couple of days. So yeah, Michael Myers is my favorite killer. I mean, his mask, his costume, the history of Michael Myers. He's just the best killer you can ever ask for, and he never dies. So it's just unique, very unique, and he's very creepy. Like his slow walk and all that stuff. And unfortunately, Rob Zombie ruined it because of Halloween 2. Halloween 2 destroyed Michael Myers. Michael Myers is now buried forever because of Rob Zombie. So thank you, Rob Zombie. Anyways, the original Michael Myers really set the bar. Definitely one of my favorite killers. Actually, my favorite killer of all time, without a doubt. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So that's my top 10. So yeah, it's like my first ever video on my opinion on horror killers. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm terribly sorry that I haven't made a video for a while on my horror channel. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy, and remember to subscribe to Iron Fierce and subscribe to me. Alright, that's all for now, guys. See you guys next time.